Good morning to all my wonderful viewers out there. Welcome back to another top 5 video. In today's top 5 video, I'm going to be discussing my top 5 favorite items that released in Palace's Winter 2020 collection. Well guys, that is it. The Winter 2020 collection has come to a close. 8 weeks of some pretty solid releases, with some weeks being a bit of a miss, some of them being big highlights of the season. We're going to be talking about my top 5 favorite items from that whole season in this video today. Now, on top of that, there is also a winter collection that I do need to cover that released on Friday, which is Kit's Winter 2020 collection. Don't worry guys, I will get onto it. I will do a streetwear talk video talking about probably the lookbook, because I think that's like the best way to just, give us a general idea, or to give you my summary of the Winter 2020 collection. Yeah, it's just the winter one with Kit. Yeah, so I think that's the best way to cover Kit's Winter 2020 collection, but just by looking at the lookbook. And another lookbook that we also have to cover, which I reckon will be our next video, is the Palace Ultimo 2020 collection, which we will get to that. But of course, we've got to do our top 5 of the winter collection before we move on to the Ultimo collection. So the lookbook has been showcased. I've been trying to stay off Instagram because everyone's teasing it, and I'm like, no. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I'll see it when I do the video. So I'm trying to stay off Instagram, which is why I need to do this top 5 video for you guys right now, because I want to go cover the lookbook without it being spoiled for me. So let's get into it, guys. My top 5 favorite items from Palace's Winter 2020 collection. Let's dive on in and have a look at my my 5th favorite item this season. Item number 5, my 5th favorite item that released in Palace's Winter 2020 season. This was actually really difficult to do. A top 5 was difficult. A top 10, that would be easier to do, but top 5, it was tough. Some things that I wanted to be in the top 5 had to, get chopped off the block to make room for, realistically, I was gonna say 5 items that I would love and wear all the time from this season. So that's how I determined this list. Unfortunately, there are definitely some items that I would have loved to chuck into it. But at item number 5, my 5th favorite item this season, released in week 8, so the final week of the Winter 2020 season, which you guys may figure out, hold up a sec, that was the Moschino collaboration. You are 100% correct. My 5th favorite item is gonna go to the knit that released in that week. Now guys, just speaking on week 8, I'm so sorry that the prices turned out how they did. Not that I could have changed it in any way, shape or form, but holy moly. It was a goddamn expensive week. I'm surprised if anyone bought anything, to be honest. You had to be absolutely bowling to pick up any of the pieces. One piece that I would have liked that is going to be my 5th favorite item this season is going to be the Palace Moschino knit. Either color. It released in 2 colors. It released in either a black or a white. It featured the Palace duck on the front of it, chilling out with some Moschino chains around him. I liked it. It also featured the duck on the back as well, which initially I was turned off by. I was like, I don't know if I like the duck's back on the back of the piece as well, but eventually I got around it. What I didn't get around is that retail price. I had a look, that thing retailed for £350, and I was like, I'll stick to my like £100 knits from Palace. Thank you very much. But it was an awesome piece. I love the duck pieces. They're always a good time. And when there's a knit that releases, I'm always looking at it with eager eyes there. But yeah, that retail price was a no-go, but it was a really, really nice piece. And it was probably my favorite piece from the collaboration, which I don't know if a lot of people will agree with me on that it was the best piece. Because, there was a lot there. There was a lot that released in week 8. But yes, guys, at number 5, my 5th favorite item that released in Palace's Winter 2020 season, it's gonna go to the Moschino knit that released in week 8. Now for item number 4, guys, my 4th favorite item this season, it's gonna go to an item that, from memory, we saw in the lookbook. And that was my whole interest in it, because I'm gonna be real, the Winter 2020 lookbook didn't excite me a lot. And then when I saw this piece, I was like, okay, The lookbook wasn't doing a lot for me, but that was a sick piece. This piece I held off buying, which was a big mistake because it's completely sold out now. It is gone. And it's a really sick hoodie. I've kind of just spoiled it there for you, but yeah, no, it's a really, really awesome piece. I love it in the blue colorway. The piece that I'm referring to, my fourth favorite piece from Palace's Winter 2020 season, is the Lemme Hoodie. This hoodie released in week 3. It was just a really solid piece. That's some really nice color blocking on the chest. Had some really nice felt embroidered pieces onto the actual chest and hood as well. It was just really, really nice. Really solid hoodie. It released in a black and white colorway as well, but it just wasn't doing it for me. It just wasn't doing it for me. We saw the blue one in the lookbook, and that's what sold me. I was like, damn, that's kind of nice. Unfortunately though, I missed out. Hopefully it'll like prop up on Grailed a couple years down the line. I can be like, damn, I remember covering that when the Winter 2020 season released. I'm gonna pick it up. But knowing like Grailed, someone's gonna try and sell it for like double the retail price or something like that. But yeah, it was a really, really solid piece, and it's gonna be my fourth favorite item that released this season. So let's head on over now. We're in the top 3 now. Let's have a look at my my third favorite item from the Winter 2020 season. This one's gonna be a little bit unconventional. Not a lot of people are going to agree with me on this one, and that's totally fine. I'm not here to please everyone. I'm here to give you my top 5 favorite items of the Winter 2020 season. You don't have to agree with me, but I would honestly love to hear your guys' top 5s in the comment section below. But for me, I don't know, this piece really just hit me. The piece that I'm referring to is the chore jacket, which again we saw in I think the lookbook as well. I'm pretty sure we saw it in the winter lookbook. Yeah, the chore jacket. Initially I thought it was the choir jacket. Turns out it was the chore jacket. Came in 2 colorways. It came in a dark navy blue denim and a light wash denim as well, but it was an all over print. And it had what looked like either a chore list or a bunch of love letters on it. It was kind of hard to decipher from the images. This piece is still available on Palace's web store. Palace's denim never really sells out, at least the uppers don't. The Palace jeans sell out a lot of the time, but the denim jackets usually stay in stock. Yeah, no, it was the silhouette of the chore jacket. It was just really nice, really different, not conventional for a denim jacket, because normally denim jackets have 2 pockets down the bottom that you just slide your hands into like this, right? This one was a little bit different. It was a little bit longer. It featured pockets more like a trench coat where they were vertical. You put your hands in like this, and also featured a pocket up here as well, following that same design. I don't know, I really just like the silhouette of it, and it was something that I hadn't seen before and thought it was really cool because it was really unique. So yeah, it's gonna go as my 3rd favorite item from this season, from the Winter 2020 season. Now we've only got 2 more items left, guys. See, this was really hard. This is the top 5 was really difficult. I should have done a top 10. We'll head on now. Oh, by the way, the chore jacket released in week 4 if you're interested in that, by the way. But we'll head on over now and have a look at my 2nd favorite item that released in Palace's Winter 2020 season. For item number 2, drum roll please. It was, you're probably going to think that I was going to put it as item number 1, but in all honesty, the item that I have for item number 1 is something that I don't want to say is better, but it was just, I don't know, it was something that I could definitely see myself wearing more than item number 2. And item number 2, I don't know, was like, of course it was going to make the top 5, but yeah, I don't know, hard to describe. It's hard to describe why I put item number 1 as item number 1, but we'll get to item number 1. We have to talk about item number 2 first, which is, of course, the Tri-Ripper hoodie. Of course. As I said, of course it was going to be in the top 5. We all knew it was going to be in the top 5. It's a solid hoodie. Now, unfortunately, if you watched my live cop videos, you knew that I missed out on picking up this hoodie. Yeah, it felt kind of a bit of a, punch in the gut, because I know that there are a bunch of people that didn't care about the Palace season, didn't want any of the Palace items from that season, and then tried to go for the Tri-Ripper hoodie and probably got a W from it, and then have just gone off and resold it. And I'm just sitting here like, I just wanted an extra large so then I could actually wear it and love it, but that's 2020. That's the world we live in these days. So yeah, it's unfortunate. It was just a really nice hoodie with a printed graphic on the back of it of the Tri-Ferg logo being opened up by some creature or something like that. It was very, very cool. It was unfortunate that they only did the Tri-Ripper hoodie. I kind of would have liked some more Tri-Ripper pieces in the season, because sometimes Palace, whenever they do their Tri-Ferg like piece that season that has like a crazy graphic on top of it or intertwined with it, they usually release it in another way, shape, or form. An example was the Hesh Mint Fresh hoodie that came in a t-shirt version as well. So, you know, like there were other versions of it a couple seasons ago. So I don't know, it would have been nice to like have a t-shirt version of the Tri-Ripper hoodie, or, you know, crew neck, just anything. Just anything, you know? Just so more people had a chance at picking it up if they wanted it. But yeah, it was a really solid piece, and it's gonna go as my second favorite item that released this season, and it released in week 5. Now, time to move on to number 1. Number 1, it's a tragic story on how I missed out on item number 1 from this from the Winter 2020 season, guys. But let's go head on over into it and have a look at my favorite item that released in Palace's Winter 2020 season. I hate talking about this piece, man. I really feel like I've been stabbed in the back with this piece in particular. So let me just set the scene for you. Week 1 is released for the Winter 2020 season. Week 2's coming up. Now, I think you might already know when I mention Week 2 on what item I'm referring to, but we'll get to it. Week 2, the Rafa collaboration is announced. You know, the cycling brand collaborates with Palace. That's all that's releasing in that week. That's what everyone reported on. Hypebeast, Palace drops. Everyone reported on that was the only items releasing this week. I thought to myself, that's fine. I'm not interested in any of the pieces from that collaboration. I'm not even going to go to the store page and check out when it drops, because I don't need to. I'm not interested in any of the pieces. I'm not going to pick anything up. I'm all good. Little did I know, one of my favorite items of this season, literally my favorite item, literally my number 1 item, released alongside the collaboration, and the only size that sold out was my size. Of course it happened. Now, if you guys remember, you know what item I'm referring to, and I'm really bummed out that I missed out on it. I can't even find it in extra large for a good price these days. People just want ridiculous money for it. Number 1, drum roll please, my favorite item that released in Palace's Winter 2020 season is gonna go to the Bulldog knit. I loved this piece ever since we talked about it in the previous season to the Winter 2020 season. People thought it was going to release in the previous season, but it was pushed to the Winter 2020 season. It released in 2 colors. This nice off-white cream color, and this, not for me, but very interesting hot pink color as well. Now, as I mentioned, it dropped secretly in week 2 alongside the Rafa collaboration, and it was just a nightmare because, as I mentioned, the only size to sell out was my size. And then literally like the next day, Hidden NY posted the Bulldog knit just by itself as an image, and then all the sizes sold out. So yeah, that happened, but oh my god, guys. So bummed out I missed out on that piece this winter season, because it was my favorite. It was sick. I've absolutely loved the Palace knit that I've picked up, this JK knit, and I really wanted the Bulldog knit because that off-white cream one, the graphic on the front of it, nice. It was a solid graphic. And yeah, it just unfortunately snuck its way through into the second week, and of course only my size sold out, so I missed out, but it's a lovely piece. I'm hopefully gonna find it one day, guys, but that is it. That is my top 5 favorite items that released in Palace's Winter 2020 season. to round up the season, to sum it up, it had a lot of pieces here for a lot of different aesthetics. It didn't have a lot for me, but there were definitely more than 5 items that I enjoyed from this season, and hopefully I can pick some of them up down the track, guys. But I want to hear from you. What was your top 5 favorite items that released in Palace's Winter 2020 season? And that's it, guys. I mean, that was actually a lot of fun. I haven't done a top 5 video in a long time, and yeah, a lot of good items here. We had at item number 5, the Palace Ex Moschino knit that released in week 8. For item number 4, we had the London hoodie that released in week 3. At item number 3, we had the Chore denim jacket that released in week 4. At item number 2, we had the, of course, Tri-Ripper hoodie that released in week 5. And then at item number 1, we had the Bulldog knit that released in week 2. Very solid list of pieces there. I mean, that was my top 5, guys. I want to hear your top 5 in the comment section below. And also, how do you feel about the Winter 2020 season as a whole? Did you enjoy it? Were there a lot of pieces there for you? There wasn't too many pieces there for me, but as I said, I was easily able to pick out 5 items that I really liked from this season. So as I mentioned just before, there was a lot here for everyone, but I want to hear a rating out of 10 for you guys on the Winter 2020 season. I'm going to say it's above average. So I'm feeling like a 6.5 to a 7. It wasn't too crazy for me, but I can definitely see it appealing to you, to a lot of you guys out there a lot more. But I want to hear your rating out of 10 and your top 5 Winter 2020 pieces down in that comment section below. And of course, if you guys want me to do more top 5 videos about certain topics, certain collabs, certain winter seasons and stuff like that, don't forget to leave a big old like on this video, a comment in the comment section down below, maybe letting me know a specific top 5 you guys want me to do, and a subscribe to the channel as we are trying to aim for a new milestone this month of 2,770 subscribers. You guys went crazy and absolutely blew it out of the park and helped me reach 2,760 subscribers. We now need less than 10 subs to reach 2,770. Hopefully with your continuous support, we can reach that milestone before the end of the month. But that's all I gotta say about Palace's Winter 2020 collection, guys. Who knows, maybe down the track, I'll be able to pick up one of those pieces and we'll be able to talk about the Winter 2020 season again. But it's time to move on to the ultimo season. So until the next Palace video, until the next top 5 video, guys, until the next streetwear talk video in general, I'll catch you later.